जब मेरो फर्स्ट फिल्म सक्सेसफुल भयो र दोस्रो तेस्रो वर्षबाट म 16, 17, 18 घण्टा काम गर्न थालेँ। तर हालसालै अहिले भर्खरै एउटा फिल्म चाहिँ नि कम्प्लिट गरेको छु। त्यो फिल्मको नाम थाहा छ तपाईहरुलाई? के हो? नरसिम्हा भन्ने चलचित्र। तेरो लागि साक्षात मृत्यु शंकर हुम। साथीहरुको लागि हो सलाम, दुश्मनको लागि हो Board of Directors, faculty members, respected principals, and like everyone else said, most importantly, you guys, the graduating batch of KIC. It's absolutely a pleasure to be here amongst you all. The kind of energy you are showing is very infectious. This is one of the reasons why I love being with young people like you. I must say young people like myself, like you. Because what I see in young people is I see a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. There's a certain amount of confidence. The reason why I say a certain amount of confidence is that youth is always has a personality which is always contradicting a bit. On one side, youth is absolutely very confident, is sure of itself. But then on the other side, the young people are also quite uncertain about their future, quite uncertain about their personality, uncertain about what they want in life or how to achieve the things that they want in life. So there is that two spectrum in the young people. On one side, you guys seem very confident, very strong, very forward-looking, and on the other side, there might be a bit of confusion about yourself regarding your own personalities, of what you want in life, how can you make your dreams successful. So those are the two sides, and I'm sure that if the young people like yourself, if you concentrate more on your positive sides, the other side will take care of itself. So always remember, be confident in what you do, be focused, be determined, and there's no such thing as shortcut for success. You need to be very determined, you need to put in a lot of hard works, you need to be focused if you really, really want to achieve something in life. Nothing is going to be served to you on a silver platter. Nobody's going to come and give you success just like that. You have to achieve it, you have to deserve it, and for that, you need to put in the hard work. Without pain, there is no gain. So be ready for that. And of course, life is beautiful, it's wonderful, but then again, you also should remember that life is not always bed of roses. Life is full of challenges, life will be full of tough times. So don't just expect life to be full of happiness and full of good times all the time. No, that's not what life is all about. There will be certain times of happiness, certain times when you will feel good about life. Enjoy that phase. But throughout your life, you will be facing with a lot of toughness, a lot of challenges. And remember that life consists of that. Don't complain when tough time comes. Don't complain when challenges come, because that is part of life. Everybody has to face that. But if you shy away from tough times, if you shy away from challenges, then your tough time and your challenges will never be solved. So in order to solve your challenges, in order to ease your tough time, what you got to do it, you got to face it. You got to face it, you got to solve it, and that is the only way to get rid of the tough times and the challenges. But if you start complaining about the tough times, complaining about the challenges, if you shy away from it, and then you say, oh, why am I facing all this? Then that will remain with you forever. So it's all your choice. Nobody said life is going to be easy. Nobody said life is full of roses. No matter how successful people are in life, they've always gone through difficult times, they've always gone through hurdles, they've always gone through challenges. And it's all about how they have handled those challenges, how they have handled those tough times. Because there's never going to be a situation when things will all be wonderful. Never. Or there's no place in the world where things will be all wonderful. You might say, oh, my country is this, or my city is this, or my politicians are that, or my management is this. If I go to another place, everything will be wonderful. No, that's a very wrong perception. No matter where you go, things will not always be wonderful. No matter where you go, what you do in life, there will always be challenges, there will always be tough times. But the whole idea is, instead of complaining about that, if you only complain about that, then you'll never solve it. But if you face it, and instead of complaining it or comparing it, if you start dealing with it and be more compassionate, then things will be wonderful. So, there's this book that I read a long time ago, written by Charles Dickens, It was a story called, I think, The Tale of Two Cities. I don't know if you guys have read that. In The Tale of Cities, the opening line is, what he says is, it's the worst of the time, it's the best of the time, it's the time of great wisdom, and it's the great time of great foolishness. And Charles Dickens wrote that about 100 or 200 years ago. But that applies at every phase of life, at every era of every generation. There will always be good times, there will always be worst of time. There will always be great wisdom in the society, and there will always be great foolishness in society. That applies throughout. It applied in Charles Dickens' time, it applied in your grandfather's and father's time, it applies in your time, and it will probably apply in your children and your grandchildren's time as well. So never say that, things should be all good. I should be happy all the time. I should have success all the time, especially in today's age, with all this information and technology, because you're bombarded with so many information. You're comparing yourself with all the people in the world, not just with your friends and your immediate people that you know, but with this technology, you're able to compare yourself with the whole world. And when you compare yourself with the whole world, then you always find yourself inadequate. You always think that, everyone else is having everything and having the best of the time, and here I am not being able to do anything. So if you start comparing like that and feel miserable in your life, you will get nowhere. Just remember that each one of you are a unique people. Each one of you have your own specific talents, own specific knowledge, own specific personality, and you should be proud of that. And you should recognize that. You should recognize what is your unique talent, what is your unique skill. What is it that you can do uniquely in this life of yours? So if you recognize that, and if you start polishing that, and if you start working on that and making it better on an each day level, then you will achieve something in life. But if you just start sitting down and comparing and complaining, then you will never move up in life. So recognize this. Recognize that each one of you are a unique person. You may have had the same training, it does not matter. You may have had the same degree or diploma, it doesn't matter. Besides that, you are unique in yourself. Tomorrow, if you become a chef or if you're in a hospitality business, what is it, the unique thing that you can bring as yourself, not as someone else? With your skill and with your knowledge, what is it, the uniqueness that you can bring to the table? That makes all the difference. That makes all the difference from the best and the mediocre. Because everyone has had a similar source of knowledge. We've all had similar source of information. We're all using same kind of technology. But if we just rely on that and forget about our own unique ways, then we'll never bring something unusual. So in spite of the fact that you are acquiring same thing as your colleagues, as your friends, just remember that you yourself can also take that thing to a different level. And that will depend on your own personality and own thinking. So think about that. And this is what I did in my life as well. Never shy away from doing something that is not tried or tested before. Don't think that, oh, I would like to do this, but this has not been tested or tried before, or nobody is doing, none of my friends are doing, so how can I do it? If you think like that, you will never be able to move forward with your own unique idea. But if you say that it doesn't matter if nobody has done it, I have certain confidence that this idea will work for me, this idea can work, and I want to implement that, I want to try that, then you might be able to bring something new. And you might be credited for that. People will be thankful for bringing this new things on your own terms. And like when I got into the Nepali film scenario was hardly happening, you know. 35 years ago when I came into the Nepali film, we were making maybe about one film in 2 years or 2 films in 3 years. So even if you are successful as an actor, there was no consistency. There was no career to speak about because there was not enough work. I mean, you might be successful in a film, but if there is no work, if there are not enough films being made, you will not be able to give consistency to your work. But what I thought that it doesn't matter if this field has not has been developed in this country, but you never know. If we try harder, if we give our best, and if we are confident about our skills, maybe we can expand this field in the future. So with that kind of mindset, I entered the Nepali film 35 years ago, not because there was a bright future. There was hardly a future to talk about, because when I did my first film, I did not know where my second film is going to come from. Who is going to make my second film? I had no idea. I had no idea when I was doing my first film, if my first film becomes a hit, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to an actor of a hit film? I had no idea, because there was no examples in front of me. There were no people who had achieved a certain success in the film scenario in our country at that time. So there was no example, but yet I did not shy away. I had certain confidence in my talent. I had a vague sort of farsightedness for my future. And that's how I ventured in. And luckily what happened, when I did my first film was received with such an open heart, and it became such a success, that after that, a lot of people wanted to make a film with me. And I started my career with, like, where my second film is going to come from. And by the time my first film was released, in about a year time, I was already doing 2-3 films at the same time. And on the third, fourth year, by third or fourth year, I was putting in 16 to 18 hours in Nepali films. So that can happen, no matter what kind of field you choose. Just because it hasn't been tested or tried, never say that it cannot be done here. Nobody has done it. There's no future in it. You never know. You might be able to make a future. You might be able to set an example for the coming generations. So don't shy away from that. And it's always, what is the uniqueness that you can bring to the table will determine how successful you become. Not what kind of training you have. All of you might have a chef training, but if you're not able to bring something uniqueness to your profession, you will not ever be on the top ranking of the chef. And no matter what field you choose in life, if you're on the top ranking, you're always very, very respected and very, very successful, no matter what you choose, what kind of path you choose in life. But make sure that you are the best in whatever you're doing. So just acquiring skill is not enough. Developing that skill, getting it better, being on your toes on a day-to-day basis, and how to take that skill to another level. And that's how it determines, what kind of ranking that you guys are going to have in future. Especially now, I see a lot of students here from hospitality sector, yes, business, and interior decorations as well. So these are great skills, these are skills. I would say these are much more demanding skills in the world than just your general academic qualification. If you are if you think you are a good chef, you're in the good hotel management, no matter where you go in the world, you might get a placement a lot easier. But then to be on the top ranking, you'll have to make the effort. There's no shortcut. So this is the phase where you have achieved one success. I definitely would like to congratulate you. This is the farewell thing, because this is one success that you have achieved. But remember that one success will never, ever, ever last throughout your life. Life is not about just achieving one success. There will always be. By the time you climb the top of one mountain and you get down, there will be another mountain to climb. So one success is just not enough. I have come to this point of my life, I've been relatively successful, but then I've got to think about what am I going to do in another 10 years? How can I make my life successful for another 10 years? So there will always be that. So don't think that just being successful, just one success, and no matter what you do, even if you become a great in whatever profession tomorrow you pick, that success will not last you forever. Then there will be another set of things that you got to do. By the time you come down from one mountain, there will be another mountain to climb, and you got to climb several mountains throughout your life. Be ready for that. Be ready for facing different mountains. And every time you face a mountain, make sure that you're successful in getting on the top. So that is how I take success. Number one, whenever you achieve success, the most important thing, like Sir just said, is to maintain it. If you're not able to maintain your success, success is a very slippery thing. It'll slip away from you in no time. So just don't take your success for granted. No matter what kind of success you achieve in life, never take your success for granted. Always be thankful that you have become successful, and always think about how you can maintain that success, how you can take that success to another level. So that's how life operates. I hope you guys will be prepared for that. I'm not promising you a bed of roses in the future. For that, you guys will have to work hard yourself, and it's only you yourself can make your path easy. Ultimately, it's not your teachers, it's not your college, it's not your parents. You will be responsible for yourself and for your success. The other people can be a great support system for you. You should consider yourself lucky if you have all these other support systems for you. But don't rely on them. The true strength should come from yourself. The true strength and talent and hard work you are responsible for that. So be a responsible person in the future, and whatever you guys are doing, whatever field you opt to do, try to be best at it. Because I've seen a lot of, I've traveled around the world, and I've seen a lot of Nepali people, especially these days, in hospitality business, who have achieved great success. Great success. Not just success, but great success. And they have started very humbly. I know one great chef who has multiple Italian restaurants, Nepali chef, who has multiple Italian restaurants in Belgium, in Portugal. And he has top-ranking Italian restaurants, several of them. And 30 years ago, he started off as a dishwasher. He was washing dish 30 years ago. But what got him there? His sheer desire to learn, to better himself, to polish himself, to refine himself, to upgrade himself. So from a dishwasher, he has become a multiple restaurant owner. So don't just look at people's success and say, oh, I should get this. See what's in the background. Like myself, I told you, don't just look at me and say that, oh, he's so successful, it's easy for him to say. But look at the background. Look at the years that they have put in and how determined and focused and concentrated they were, how willingly they sacrificed a lot of things and worked hard. So that is the kind of mental attitude you guys should be having, the young people. To be responsible for yourself. You are only responsible for yourself. Pinpoint what is your true skill, what is your true talent, and try to polish that, refine that on an everyday basis, and make the best use of it. Don't compare with other people. It's wonderful being here with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the time with me, because I really enjoyed it, and very thank you so much for all the faculty members and the teachers for welcoming me. And thank you for welcoming me very warmly. I'm sure you guys must have been Nepali film कतिको हेर्नुहुन्छ तपाईहरु हेर्नुहुन्छ अलिअलि हेर्नुभएको छ हो मैले धेरै वर्ष धेरै फिल्म गरेँ के म 25 वर्षसम्म अघि हार्डवर्कको कुरा आयो जब मेरो फर्स्ट फिल्म सक्सेसफुल भयो र दोस्रो तेस्रो वर्षबाट म 16 17 18 घण्टा काम गर्न थालेँ म 16 17 18 घण्टा कन्टिन्युअसली 25 वर्ष काम गरेँ हैन अनि 25 30 वर्षमा मैले अबाउट 300 जति चलचित्र गरेँ अनि यो लास्ट 5-6 वर्ष चाहिँ नि त्यति फिल्म गरिरहेको थिएँ म अरू कार्यहरूमा व्यस्त हुन्थेँ तर 5-6 मा चाहिँ नि एक्चुअल मुभी थिएटरको फिल्म चाहिँ नि मैले गरिरहेको थिएँ तर हालसालै अहिले भर्खरै एउटा फिल्म चाहिँ नि कम्प्लिट गरेको छु त्यो फिल्मको नाम थाहा छ तपाईहरुलाई के हो नरसिम्हा भन्ने चलचित्र अब यो जेठ 9 गते आउँदैछ यो फिल्म चाहिँ मैले कति 6 वर्ष पश्चात गर्दैछु तर भनिन्छ नि वन्स एन एक्टर अलवेज एन एक्टर तर यो 6 वर्षपछि फेरि गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि 6 वर्षको ग्यापै थिएन जस्तो लागिरहेछ मेरो नयाँ फिल्मको संवाद त म तपाईहरुलाई त्यो रिलिज भएपछि भन्नुला त्यसपछि तपाईले त्यहाँ सुन्नु पनि हुनेछ पुरानो फिल्मको संवादहरु त सुन्नुभयो होला नि हो शंकर भन्ने आयो धेरै बेला मैले शंकर भन्ने एउटा चलचित्र गरेको थिएँ कि त्यसमा एउटा संवाद थियो शत्रु समारक दुष्ट विनाशक भयंकर भगवान तेरो लागि साक्षात मृत्यु शंकर हुँ म अनि अर्को खलनायक भन्ने फिल्म गरेको थिएँ सज्जनको लागि नायक सज्जनको लागि नायक दुर्जनको लागि खलनायक दुश्मनको नाम राम नाम सत्य छ अन्यायमा न्याय दिन राजेश दाइ आउँदैछ साथीहरुको लागि हो सलाम दुश्मनको लागि हो थ्यांक यू धन्यवाद तपाईं सबैलाई थ्यांक यू